And welcome to Gentex Multimedia live stream coming directly to your device, streaming live from this lovely, beautiful part of the world called Brisbane. Well, today we have lots to talk about, and of course the weather out there is a little bit cloudy this morning, but we have so much to get through today, so we'll go straight into the show. And today we will also be welcoming Ashish on the show, because he is going to bring to you all the updates on cricket. Yes, we have had many requests, especially from India, to see what's happening with cricket. So we will bring to you that live update today here on the show. But right now, let's get on with some of the news that's everyone's talking about. What's happening with New South Wales? What's happening with the borders? Are they open, or what's happening? So with that, first of all, let's join with the Premier for New South Wales, Gladys Berejiklian.
So everybody in Greater Sydney needs to be on high alert. If you have the mildest of symptoms, please get tested and isolate. But also, can everybody please think about their activity? Nobody should be getting on public transport without wearing a mask. Nobody in Greater Sydney should be going to a supermarket, a place of worship, or other high-risk areas without wearing a mask. It will just be crazy if people are undertaking those activities without wearing a mask, because the harder all of us work together, the better Christmas we will have, and that's certainly our objective.
So, as the Premier has said that we need to take the precaution, and of course I know that a lot of people are out there whose holiday plans have been disrupted, but of course we all know safety first, health comes first, so we need to abide by those rules. Well, we saw yesterday that in this haste, there were so many people who were fleeing Sydney. They were trying to get on the first available flight out of Sydney before the restrictions hit.
This is the first time I've been able to go home to Queensland since February, so yeah, a little bit anxious. A little bit anxious about flying for the first time as well, but it's just what it is.
I'm going for a Christmas party. I'm going to see people I haven't seen for 2 years, so I'm going. If I get on that plane and they say it's not happening, I just want to come back. I don't want to be stuck there for 2 weeks in quarantine, but I'm confident. I've got the mask, I've got all the right precautions, I've done everything right for the past 8 or 9 months, so it'd be really unfortunate if something did happen.
There's a lot of people here, and as soon as you walk in, you do feel a bit of anxiety. It's difficult to socially distance with this many people in one place, but we're not going to miss it, not going to miss out.
We're from country Victoria, so yeah, we've been pretty good down there, but we booked this flight about October in the hope that we'd get up there, because we haven't seen the kids for 12 months. So.
And we have been very lucky right here in Queensland, but we need to keep it that way as well. And Western Australia Premier is saying that he will also impose rules if they need to be.
I think New South Wales should go to tougher measures. Both Victoria and South Australia showed how it was done. Victoria, Labor Premier, South Australia, Liberal Premier, they took it incredibly seriously and they dealt with it, and it looks like their measures worked. So I just urge New South Wales to look at the model that works, and the Victorian and South Australian models both worked. And that would be good for the nation. I mean, the outbreak in New South Wales, and we're very sympathetic and supportive of our New South Wales brothers and sisters, but it's debilitating for the country. It's debilitating for everyone else. So the sooner New South Wales crushes it, the sooner they kill it, the better it is for them and the better it is for the entire country. And what Victoria and South Australia showed is you can eliminate the virus. You can kill the virus if you put in place the right measures. And whilst that's tough and difficult, it's far better than having it drift along and having us have these continual outbreaks. So I think the model of keeping the virus out and not having it and killing it where you can is better than having the virus and constantly chasing your tail. And so I just urge New South Wales to adopt the South Australian Victorian model and get rid of it.
So, with those restrictions coming in place, of course, the message coming out of Canberra is if you can defer your travel to Sydney, please do so.
I know it's a difficult time of year. It's the lead into Christmas, and everyone was breathing a sigh of relief and hoping that we would get to Christmas without having to worry too much about another COVID outbreak. But unfortunately, that is not the situation we find ourselves in. So please, please, if you have been travelling in Sydney, please be vigilant. Please keep an eye out for symptoms. Please keep an eye on the New South Wales Health website. Please do not travel to the Northern Beaches local government area. It is absolutely a terrible idea at this point to travel to the Northern Beaches local government area, and it's probably not a great idea, frankly, to be travelling to Sydney at this point in time. I know that's going to be difficult for a lot of people, but the more that we can restrict our travel and keep ourselves to our existing social groups at this point in time, until we have a real better understanding of what is going on with this cluster in Sydney, the better off we will all be.
And of course, that is the news that's coming out. And of course, even the Queensland Premier has taken the similar stance as well. But right now, because we've got so much to get through today, we'll continue with that news from Fiji. The tropical cyclone Yasa, which has been downgraded from Category 5 to Category 3, but it has left a trail of devastation in Fiji. Of course, a lot of relief efforts are being put in place now. So let's get that news from Fiji.
All public transport can now operate. However, we ask that you take precaution and be guided by advisories. Businesses and shops can now open.
Tropical cyclone Yasa made landfall in Bua 2 hours ahead of its estimated time last night. Even so, the province of Bua suffered extensive damage. Christiana Uluwai with this report.
Last night at around 8 p.m., tropical cyclone Yasa was located about 90 kilometers west-southwest of Lambasa, and the center made landfall over the province of Bua around 6 p.m. yesterday evening. In its trail, Yasa brought with it damaging winds that was felt throughout the province of Bua. By 5 p.m. yesterday, people were starting to feel the brunt of Yasa, as members of the public sent in pictures from Namboalu in Bua. Yasa also spent almost the whole night slowly moving over Vano level. Families of villagers in Asau village, Nabakasinga district in Bua are still waiting in anticipation of any update from their family members. Family members claim that even on a typical cyclone-free day, communication has always been challenging for them. As of 9 a.m. this morning, a total of 75 evacuation centers were activated in the Northern Division, with 3,534 evacuees and 406 households. Christiana Uluwai, Fiji One News.
Tropical cyclone Yasa hovered over the province of Bua for several hours last night, and the villagers of Ndromuninuku are today relieved that they made the right decision to move. Speaking to the village headman from Ndromuninuku this morning, while he says they're counting on the support of everyone to help them through this rehabilitation phase. Selina Navuso with the details.
A day after Yasa, the villagers at Ndromuninuku in Vanolevu are still coming to terms to what they experienced last night. While speaking to the village headman earlier today from Naweni District School, he said that Yasa came very slowly, but its impact in the village was huge.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave that report there, as we know that extensive damage has been done. And I know Rotary Club and many other organizations, because we've got many people from Fiji here in Brisbane, and I know they are mobilizing some relief efforts, trying to gather some donations to send to Fiji. But whenever we send any donation, make sure that it does go through the credible source. Well, right now, what we have been waiting for, because we have had this talk, and of course with the request of many people that we need provide a bit of coverage on what's happening with cricket. With that, I'd like to welcome Ashish Tuli. Ashish, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Meshi, for having me today on your show.
And thank you very much for joining with the show, as we know that there are so many people who are very eager to find out what's happening and what's been happening so far. So over to you.
Yep, so I think after this COVID outbreak, people are happy, and even the players, to get back on the field, and I think for now there is some restriction on the amount of spectators which are there in the ground, but still the cricket is happening and people are happy with that. So hopefully it goes the same, because as we see some of the news, there are some new cases of COVID in some of the areas of Sydney. I hope it is stopped there and then, and it doesn't affect our lives or the cricket series which is going on.
Okay, so with the series and with the match, where are we? How do we stand so far?
I think for now, India obviously could have done better if we talk about the one-day series. 2-1, not so bad. In T20, they came back and did well and won the series 2-1. And here we are with the Test series, and which is, I think, one of the most anticipated cricket series in Australia and also around the world, because of the rivalry which India and Australia, I think, have gained for the past few years now. And here we are in the first Test and end of day 2, and I think the match looks evenly poised. Australia did well on day 1 and on at the start of the day 2 by restricting India to at 244. They would have thought they have done well, and fairly so. But I think India came back fairly well, and with a very good performance by the bowlers, they got out Australia on 191 and took a lead in their favor. And if I would mention that this is the first time any team has conceded a lead over Australia in a pink ball test. So I think credit goes to the Indian bowlers for that. And we are now, the Indian innings have started and they've already lost a wicket, and there has been a lot of talk around the selection of the young Prithvi Shaw. But I think as the series goes, and depends how the captain and the selectors think on that. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, so when we look at the crowds, normally, at cricket there will be huge crowds, but under the current circumstances, they don't have that kind of crowd, the audience in the fields. So does that have any effect on the players, or how is it shaping in that chance?
Yeah, surely for any, I think any sports person, and they will voice it with me, that having crowds on your side always affects your performance, and with such players like Indian and Australia series, you are used to huge amount of crowds in the ground, and the noise going, whether it's a wicket or a 4 or and especially with Indian team here in Australia, I think you have equal amount of crowd on both the sides, and at few grounds sometimes the Indian crowds are more in numbers than as compared to the Australian crowds. It surely affects how the matches go on, and I think a lot of players have also said that they are getting used to this, because the IPL happened without any crowds, so it was a lot different for the players to be in that situation and get used to it. It does have effect on the match and how the players perform.
And you are exactly right in saying that, because we know anyone needs and that kind of audience and the cheering, and of course we know supporters for the Indian team always go in with that whole baja and everything like that, cheer them up. Well, right now, looking at the selection, and of course I'm talking about the Indian side, the Indian team, what's your opinion? What do you think of the team that's been?
I think it's a fairly balanced team, and the selectors did well. there could have been, and there have been some talk, and also because of the performance of Prithvi Shaw, whether it was the right time to select him or not. And moreover, there were some like some discussion going on with whether it'll be Rishabh Pant or Ridhiman Saha, but the selectors or the captain chose for Ridhiman Saha over Pant, and then going in with 4 specialist bowlers. So I think these were the major points which were in the talk because of the selection. But I think as far now it's been going well, and the match is evenly poised. So let's hope the selected team does well.
And when you're talking about the team and the team doing well, is there any player who stands out so far who has done well?
As far as batting is concerned, I think obviously India could have done better, but as always, Virat Kohli with his determined self was doing well till that horrific run out which happened. And most of other batsmen obviously could have done well. At times they threw their wickets, and also credit to the Australian bowlers, they bowled really well. And Ravichandran Ashwin, which has in a way made a comeback in the Test series, has really done well and answered a lot of his critiques, which say that he doesn't perform that well overseas. But I think his performance here is an answer and a showcase of his bowling performance overseas and how he has prepared for this series. So I think Ravichandran Ashwin would be a standout player, I think, from the first innings.
So thank you very much for that. I think that's a very good observation there. Now, of course, before we let you go, there will be a few things that we want to discuss. One is when you look at the teams, of course, it's a sporting field, and of course, it is competitive in nature. Everyone plays to win. But looking at the general attitude of the team, so if you compare Australia to India, and looking at the 2 different countries, so what's the team attitude for both the countries?
I think Australia have always been their competitive best with a lot of banter on the field, but obviously you can say they have mellowed down a bit after a lot of talk about the culture in the team and how it is affecting their performances. But India has surely under the captaincy of Virat Kohli is giving back to Australia in the same way, and is equally competitive when it comes to their performances on the field. So I think both the teams are now at the same level, because in the earlier years, playing with Australia, most of the other teams were at the receiving end, but now I think India is giving back, whether it's with the banter or with their performances, to the Australian team. And I think in one of the interviews, Virat Kohli rightly mentioned, when he was said that he is the most non-Australian Australian, but he said that this is the new India, and this is what India brings to cricket and in general on the world stage, that they are much more confident and are ready to give back in the same way as they get.
And once again, quite rightfully said, gone are the days when, the teams, when they went overseas, especially in countries like Australia, that they were intimidated by the big presence of the Australian team. Now, as you mentioned, that they are willing to give back. Right now, the final questions, so what are the predictions? How do you see this all ending up?
I think, as I earlier mentioned, for now it's evenly poised. Yeah, if India could give like a target of somewhere around 300, I think it'll be hard for the Australian team to chase on this pitch, and with the current bowling attack the Indian team has. So it'll be nice to see. as I expected, it would have been a competitive match, but let's see from now on, because the Adelaide pitch tends to get well as the days goes on, but with the day-night test and the pink ball, it's I think in its initial stages, so even the teams and the players are coming to terms with it. And with India, I think it's their second test, if I'm not wrong, with the pink ball. So I think if they give a target around 300 or so, it'll be hard for the Australian team to chase with the current bowling attack, Indian bowling attack.
Ashish, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing those views with us. So any concluding remarks?
Thank you so much, Umesh, for having me here. It was great sharing my opinion on the current series which is going on, and I hope the best for everyone around. I hope everyone keeps themselves safe and be mindful of the current scenario and take decisions accordingly. And I hope everyone's safe and sound and happy in their own places. Thank you so much, Umeshji, for having me today on your show.
Thank you very much for your time this morning as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the cricket update here with Ashish Tuli. Right now, we'll take a commercial break before we come back to the rest of the news that's in for today. And don't forget that on the second part of the show, we bring to you the meditation by Samarpan and the Samarpan meditation special presentation.
Realty has been the longest established, trusted and respected agency in its trade area. Yasa Chandra, Director of GlobeNet Realty, provides honest and ethical service to her customers. If you are thinking of investing in Brisbane real estate market, or if you are seeking professional property management, then you should contact Yasa Chandra today on landline 3865 4466 or mobile 0419 775 416. And for further updates, log on to our website www.globenetralty.com.au. GlobeNet Realty is your own local real estate agency. Situated at Shop 52281 Sandgate Road, Boondall. GlobeNet Realty. Real estate is our world.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Australian Indian Radio, and today we are going to be talking about Samarpan meditation. Samarpan meditation is a simple and unique way of meditation that connects us with the universal consciousness. It is beyond the realm of religion, race, statuses, geographical boundaries, and is practiced for free in United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, Australia, South Africa, US, Japan, and other countries. It was started by His Holiness Shiv Kripanand Swami, and he has introduced this unique technique of meditation, Samarpan Dhyan Yoga, or Samarpan meditation, for all mankind. This technique has been practiced by many yogis in the Himalayas for hundreds of years. Having pursued severe spiritual practices in many years and having fully merged with his existence and divine universal consciousness, His Holiness Swamiji descended to society from Himalayan mountains with the pure wish to help everyone connect with the divine universal consciousness and experience it. Since early childhood, Swamiji was curious about the existence and nature of consciousness or God. Questioning the followers of various religions which he saw around, he sought to know and to find the knowledge. And to talk about Samarpan meditation, today we have Sital Datani, a sadhak of Samarpan meditation. Welcome to the show, Sital.
Hello, good morning, Umesh. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you very much for being on the show. So, with the intro, we have talked about meditation. So, for our listeners, they would probably want to know, what is meditation?
Yeah, look, Umesh, there are many techniques out there of meditation. In simple words, meditation is really about connecting with ourselves. So our true selves and our inner selves, the energy that gives us life, really connecting with that. Since the moment we are born, our attention is always on the outside. So when we're born, we get to know our mother, the nurses who look after us, the doctors, then our father, our friends when we go to school, and then we start focusing on things that are very external. Like we start focusing on our education, building friendships, we think about career, we think about family, and all that is taking our attention to the outside. And we're constantly thinking about what can we gain, what can we achieve in life, what can we do to make our lives more comfortable. What meditation actually does is puts a pause on that rat race that we call life these days that has become so fast. And it really puts a pause and gives us that moment to connect with ourselves and truly identify who we are, why are we on this earth, what are we here to do, and what truly makes us happy inside and self-sufficient for that joy within us rather than relying on things outside. And that's what really meditation does. There are many techniques out there of meditation. There's mindfulness, there's chanting, there is silent meditation. So there are many different ways and follow these practices in our daily life as well.
So that's a very unique and very nice way of explanation. So if someone goes and practices this meditation, so what are the benefits that they will get out of meditation?
So one of the biggest benefits that we get out of meditation is that feeling calmness and connectedness within ourselves. And once we have that, we are able to experience that inner joy and the peacefulness. And then everything that we do, everything that happens within our life is so full of that energy that we get the positive results around us. So it helps us focus more, because we are not distracted by everything that's happening around us. It also helps us to improve our health. So when we start to meditate, we are more conscious of our body, we're more conscious of our minds, we're more conscious of our surroundings and our behavior and the people that we interact with. And so the more conscious that we are about these things, the better choices that we make. And when we start making these choices, we start to see the benefits within our lives. So our relationships improve with our family, with our friends, with our colleagues, in the work environment as well. Because we're so conscious of what we are doing, how we are interacting with people, we do make an effort to build those positive and better relationships with everyone. The other benefit is the benefit of our physical body. So when we go into meditation or make meditation practice as part of our daily lifestyle, it's encouraging. We start to listen to our body. What makes us feel good? Because we always looking for things and doing things and acting in ways to make ourselves feel good. So when we eat healthy food, our body tells us that yes, I like this kind of food, and when we are eating non-healthy food or food that our body doesn't like, we are more conscious of the impact it's having on our body, and it improves that. In terms of mental benefits, it also helps to keep us calm. It helps us in focus. So for students who are studying or people who are working in high intensity environments, it helps us to keep us calm and focused and perform better in our studies, in our careers, at work, and in anything that we pretty much do. So by becoming conscious and making those positive life choices, our overall health, physical and mental, as well as our social environment improves as well.
So the benefits are many, and of course, those things that you have just explained there is just amazing that it can, come via meditation. Now, of course, we know that there could be some other forms of meditation as well. So how is Samarpan meditation different to other forms of meditation?
Yes, today I'm here to talk about Samarpan meditation specifically. And as I mentioned earlier, there are many, many different types of meditation. And there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to meditation. Just as there is no right or wrong, everybody has good in them. And therefore, every method of meditation, every technique of meditation has positives in it, and it helps a person move in the positive direction. Samarpan meditation is extremely unique in a way that it doesn't rely on any external tools or techniques that are out there. So there is no requirement to purchase any equipment or spend money getting online tools. There is no requirement to change who you are. Samarpan meditation is simply based on personal experience. And it's about connecting to ourselves. And once we connect to ourselves, we become so conscious of that energy within us that it actually guides us as to what is good for us and what is not good for us. It creates this positive energy and aura around us that constantly protects us from outside influences, as well as our inner self, our thoughts within us as well. So Samarpan meditation is extremely simple. It doesn't require us to give up anything. So you don't need to change your eating habits. You don't need to change your lifestyle. You don't need to change your career. You don't need to change your family and home status. You can start practicing meditation as you are, and you can do it anywhere. So Samarpan meditation doesn't require you to actually go to a specific place or create a specific environment within your home. You can actually practice this anywhere. It is that simple. And it is that element of personal experience that makes it very different from all the other techniques that are out there.
Wow, that is wonderful. So how can someone, learn this meditation away? How can they learn this and incorporate that in probably in their daily life, which will be very beneficial?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm here to give more information about. Samarpan meditation is completely free of charge. So there is no charges on any of the talks, workshops, events that we hold anywhere around the world. It's practiced in over 50 countries around the world, and all of our events are completely free. To get more information about Samarpan meditation and to actually learn and see if it's suitable for you, if it's something that's benefiting you, we hold our founder of our organization, Sri Shiv Krupanand Swamiji, holds regular talks and gives discourses as well, where he goes through actually what his personal experience in that meditation is, all the information and knowledge that he himself has gained from learning from different masters and different spiritual saints and sages in the Himalayas. He's then brought that knowledge back. So he shares that with everyone during these discourses. And he also goes through how we can incorporate that in our day-to-day life, what changes or what we can do so that it becomes part of our life and not something that we have to make an effort towards. So in light of that, we have arranged an 8-day workshop, which is starting from 23rd of December to 30th of December. Our founder, Swamiji, will be giving a discourse, a talk, 2 hours every morning on Samarpan meditation and general meditation, benefits of meditation, how meditation can help us in our day lives to become more peaceful and happy within ourselves. And each day he will talk through different aspects of how it can help us in our daily lives. What are the factors that, help us to identify what's good, what's bad. He'll teach us how to recognize that energy within us. And he'll also talk about his sort of the organization a little bit more. And each day, towards the end of the talk, we will also do meditation. We will do the actual meditation with him that will be guided at the beginning and silence at the end.
That is sounds like a wonderful, wonderful course. That would be. Now we talked about aura. So what is the meaning of aura, and what's the benefit of having a strong aura? And does this the Samarpan meditation technique help you in build that strong aura?
It's a very good question, Umesh. There is a electromagnetic field around each and every person that we emit on a regular basis. It's around us the whole time. It's not like a shadow. A shadow will leave when there is light and then there is no shadow, but our aura, which is this electromagnetic field around us, is with us at all times, and the strength of that aura reflects who we are as a person. It is created by the body of our thoughts and the energy within us. And in the modern day, with the technological enhancements, there are machines out there that can measure a person's aura in terms of how strong it is, what type of aura a person has, which is created by our thoughts, our behaviors, and our lifestyle as well. And those who practice certain energy healing, they are able to sense this aura as well. So when we are practicing meditation, what it does is, especially Samarpan meditation, which is all about connecting with ourselves and strengthening that inner energy, our life force, what it does is it actually strengthens that aura around us. And that aura around us creates a shield, so to speak, of positive energy. So it's like a healing energy for our body, for our mind, for ourselves, as well as it's strong. As it gets stronger and stronger, it creates a shield around our body, and this protects us from everything that's happening around us. So no negativity can really affect us. So you find that, people of this feeling that, this is not good for me, or I don't want to go to this place. And then we get drawn towards all the things that are good to us. That's the aura influencing us and guiding us. The energy within us is guiding us as to what is good. So when we are doing meditation, we are actually sitting in a quiet place, and we are focusing our attention at the crown of the head, and we are not having any thoughts. So we're sitting there connecting with ourselves in a thoughtless state. So when we have thoughts, whether they're thoughts of the past or thoughts of the future, we are expending that energy that we have within us. When we are sitting in a thoughtless state, in the complete present, we're not expending any of that energy, and that energy is conserved within us, further strengthening our aura. Yeah, so Samarpan meditation really helps in strengthening the aura as such. Yeah. Okay,
that explains that. And as you were talking about it, I could feel that and sense that there are. I have experienced that with many people. Sometimes you can, and that explains that it's not like you said the shadow. It's not the qualities, but it's that feeling. You can get the some people when you are together with them, like you said, it's Guruji, Swamiji, some divine people as well. When they're there, you can feel that sense of things. So for Samarpan Yoga, what are the requirements for someone to join or practice Samarpan meditation?
So, Umesh, as you said in your intro, Samarpan meditation is all about encouraging people from all different backgrounds. We aim to really reach every human being in the world. So really it has no barriers of background, country, language, religion, caste. So it doesn't matter where you are, what language you speak, what sort of religion you follow. You can continue to follow your religion. There are no restrictions whatsoever. It is open to anyone who is looking for and searching for something that is going to bring them inner peace and inner joy in their daily lives. Anyone can join. It is completely free of charge. So we don't charge for any of our workshops, any of our events. And this event particularly that we are holding on the 23rd of December to 30th of December, it will be completely online. So you don't have to leave your homes. You can actually join from the comfort of your home. You can continue to if you have any reservations that you're going to be required to give up certain lifestyle choices that you've made, certain eating habits, then I will tell you for sure there is no requirement. You can continue to do whatever you're doing. Everyone is welcome. And even if you are not able to join for the full 8 days, you can join on any day. If doing the full 8 days is really good because you get a full and comprehensive understanding of the whole program. But if you are not able to, for whatever reason, then still join in the days that you can. And as I said, you can join from the comfort of your home or office or wherever you are. All you have to do is just log on and listen to the discourse.
Okay, so that's wonderful that you've told us about the 8 days program, and if people are unable to attend all 8 days, they can still join in for some of the days. So could you just give us a little bit of a guide of what would be in these 8 days?
Yeah, so Swamiji has lived in the Himalayas, and he's traveled in different parts of the Himalayas, deep within the Himalayas, where it's very difficult for normal people like us from society to get to. Not only are the conditions very difficult, but also you need to have a certain drive to get there. So he's been there, he's lived in the Himalayas for over 18 years himself. He's learned from different gurus, from different saints living in the Himalayas. He's collected so much knowledge and attained a sense of enlightenment himself. It was his real desire that he come back into society, and this knowledge and experience that he has gained for free from his gurus and masters, to spread that knowledge to the people in society who are not able to leave their families and their jobs and going to the Himalayas. So over these 8 days, his intention is really to share that knowledge with everyone who is in search of such knowledge and wants to experience the life of the Himalayas. He will share about his personal experiences while he was in the Himalayas, as well as his life in general. Swamiji will also share about his spiritual journey, how he came to go to the Himalayas and how he has a family himself, he has children, grandchildren, and how easy it is to incorporate this meditation into the daily lives. He will also talk about various energy centers. So we have 7 major energy centers within our body. So each of those days, after the first day, he will talk about energy centers, how it influences our life, what are the signs that we can look out for to let us know that that energy center is weakened or not quite functioning properly, and what sort of things that we can do to clear that energy center, and how we can help the energy within our body to flow freely through these practices. And then he will also teach us the meditation practice that we can then take back and do it on a regular basis at home. As I said, there are no requirements. One doesn't have to do or give up anything. So he will teach us the simple way that we can connect with ourselves and practice the meditation at home, wherever we are, and keep connected with ourselves. And this will help us to become independent, so we're not relying on anything external, so we're not relying on any particular music, any particular location, any particular person to help guide us every time that we need to experience ourselves and our inner soul. He will teach us how to be independent within ourselves so that we can find that joy, that peace that we're always searching for outside. He will teach us how to find that within ourselves. So he will take us on a step-by-step process over the 8 days, ending with meditation on each day. And he will give us some guidelines on how to remain connected on an ongoing basis.
Amazing. And now finally, for the 8 days, what would the timings be? Would people, how long would someone need to set aside?
So it's generally done for 2 hours a day. So currently beginning at 10:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which I believe for Brisbane is 10:30 a.m. For other states in Melbourne, Sydney, it will be 11:30 because of daylight savings. But in from it's normally for 2 hours. But as you know, sometimes when the flow of talking is happening and he's sharing experiences, it may go on for a little bit longer. But generally, it's a 2-hour session, so people can log on a few minutes before that. Before the session starts, they can sit and then in a quiet place where they won't be disturbed so much. But they can also listen to it at their workplace if they can, if they have a small office or a cubicle that where they can sit into. So they can log on at 10:30, and it will go on for probably 2 hours. So the relay is going to be on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Guru Tattva, and it will also be broadcast live on our Facebook page.
Now that is amazing. Now, how does one register or to get that link to connect?
Yeah, so we have a Facebook page, Samarpan AUS. So people can go on our Facebook page and find more information about it there. We will also have some messages by the founder, Swamiji himself, leading up to the events themselves on how we can prepare ourselves and what, briefly what it will be about as well, and topics that he will cover. And on that, our Facebook page, we will have the link to both the YouTube broadcast as well as the Facebook broadcast as well, which they just have to click. There is no requirement to register, but there will be, so even people who haven't registered till the last minute, they'll still be able to join. But we do have a facility of registration before, so that we can get an idea of who's joining and where they'll be joining from. We had an event very recently celebrating Swamiji's birthday, and we had people from over 70 countries who had logged on. So it can, it's quite widely accessed, and a lot of people have found benefits of practicing Samarpan meditation. And I can guarantee that someone who has never experienced before, even if they're sitting and maybe they're not quite sure whether it's for them or not, once they start listening to it, they will definitely try and start to feel that there is something that Swamiji is talking about that will connect with them, and they'll find that they'll start getting so many answers that they've probably been asking subconsciously in life, and they'll start to find that guidance for themselves as well. So it's really difficult to say exactly what goes on because it's a very personal thing. So every person, every individual will be most likely having a different or their own unique experience when they're listening. So it's all I can say is that log on at that time and experience it for yourself, and you will find that there will be something for you in it.
Oh, thank you very much for that. And we know that many people always sit on the fence and they say, oh, now, I'll have to probably, like you mentioned, give up some eating habits or some other habits, and I'll have to start practicing something different, that fear of the unknown. So as you have mentioned quite rightly, that nothing has to be changed and that it will change your life. And so thank you very much for being on the show and sharing that information. So is there anything you'd like to add in conclusion?
Yeah, so, it would be remiss of me not to mention the mental health benefits specifically. Mm-hmm. At the moment, we're all going through tough times, yes. And COVID particularly has made a lot of people's lives very challenging. They put people in situations that can be very challenging, very isolating for a lot of people who are not able to connect with their friends and families as they used to. We find that a lot of people are going through financial hardships as well, and it's putting a lot of stress on their mental health in general. And this is speaking about a time when mental health was already starting to become an issue in general society, and COVID has just exacerbated those issues. So meditation really helps us to find that peace within ourselves and improve on our mental health. It helps us to divert our attention from external problems. It helps us to not focus on everything that's going wrong around us, and it helps us to connect with ourselves. When we're not able to connect with our family and our friends, it can be very isolating, and a lot of people struggle with that. When we are practicing meditation, we never feel isolated because we are connected with that energy within us. And that energy actually gives us the strength to deal with whatever comes in our lives. So I think now more than ever, it is very important for people to reach out and understand and start practicing meditation in some form or other. And I think Samarpan meditation is a way that can bring people together even though they're physically apart. So do join us on this online event. It will definitely be life-changing, and give it a go. You can experience it for yourself.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amish. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope people have got enough information, and we look forward to having you all with us at our event.
Hello, my name is Bhavya and I will be joining the Bal Sanskar and Tulsi Pujan event on the 20th of December. Aap bhi join karo.
Hi, I'm Chris Sharma. I'll be joining Bal Sanskar camp in Brisbane. You too join this camp.
My name is Pakru and I'll be joining the Bal Sanskar Kendra and Tulsi Pujan event on the 20th of December. So you please join this cultural and inspirational event on the 20th of December.
मैं प्रकृति अतुल और 25 दिसंबर को ब्रिस्बेन में मैं बाल संस्कार कैंप ज्वाइन करेंगे। आप भी जरूर आना, बहुत मजा आएगा।
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today, and it's been wonderful having your company. As usual, this has been the weekend edition, and there's so much to talk about. So, then don't forget that tonight is the Kannada Sangha's Rajya Mahotsav, and this is happening from 4:30 p.m. And of course, to attend that, you must have been registered. But just a reminder that if you are coming, 4:30 is the starting time, and it is the Kuparu Secondary School, Stanley Street and Cavendish Road, Kuparu. So, event begins at 4:30 p.m. I hope to see you all there tonight. Well, it's been wonderful having your company on this 19th day of December, and of course streaming live to your device from this beautiful part of the world, Brisbane in Australia. Until next time, it's goodbye from me. Please do take care and stay safe.